I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Donald Trump's lawyer, John Eastman, who is a co-conspirator, unidentified co-conspirator, in the new criminal case brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith in federal court in Washington, D.C. Yes, John Eastman is now requesting that in the State Bar of California proceedings currently pending against him to take away his legal license, that those proceedings and hearings be stayed or delayed indefinitely until the conclusion of the criminal case against Donald Trump. And John Eastman is claiming, I think frivolously, and I'll explain why in a moment, the fact that he is likely an unidentified co-conspirator, specifically one of the 6 co-conspirators mentioned in Special Counsel Jack Smith's complaint, that his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination is now invoked, he claims, as a result of this filing, this indictment by Special Counsel Jack Smith, so that he is no longer able to testify or no longer to participate at the state bar proceedings. I believe this to be completely a frivolous motion that I believe and hope the state bar judge is going to immediately reject, because it should be noted that John Eastman, before these state bar proceedings, before this hearing to take away Eastman's license even took place, Eastman had already invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination when he testified before the January 6th committee. Here is the testimony that John Eastman gave before the January 6th committee more than a year ago, invoking the Fifth Amendment, and that didn't stop or delay any other proceedings. Here, play this clip of John Eastman, Trump's lawyers, in connection with his testimony before the January 6th committee.
Eastman, did you advise the President of the United States that the Vice President could reject electors from 7 states and declare that the President had been reelected?
Yes.
Dr. Eastman, the first sentence of the memo starts off by saying 7 states have transmitted dual slates of electors to the President of the Senate. Is that statement in this memo true?
Yes.
Did President Trump authorize you to discuss publicly your January 4th, 2021 conversation with him?
Yes.
So is it your position that you can discuss in the media direct conversations you had with the President of the United States, but you will not discuss those same conversations with this committee?
Yes.
As you see there, John Eastman repeatedly invoked his Fifth Amendment rights over and over again. Here, by the way, is John Eastman's lawyer, who just gave a news interview last week where he actually contradicts what's in this filing by John Eastman. Would you look at that? Here is John Eastman's lawyer saying that, well, Eastman won't flip. He says, John Eastman's lawyer said that Eastman would be willing to testify and to talk about what he observed and what he saw. Okay, bet, then do it. Here is the clip of Eastman's lawyer from an interview that he gave last week. Play the clip.
Is there any chance that your client would cooperate with the special counsel, Jack Smith?
Well, I think it depends on what you mean by cooperate. Dr. Eastman is happy to tell his side of the story, to talk about the issues he believes are important to the Constitution and the country. And under the right circumstances, certainly he would share those views and share his recollections of everything that happened in 2020 with the special counsel. But if by cooperation you mean flipping on Donald Trump or providing incriminating information, then absolutely not, simply because those aren't the facts of this case as it pertains to Dr. Eastman.
And of course, here is a clip of John Eastman on January 6th from the date of the January 6th insurrection, just to remind you what a maniac this individual is, why he is one of the unindicted co-conspirators in the criminal case filed against Donald Trump. And by the way, this video you're about to watch is just the tip of the iceberg. Play this clip.
We know there was fraud. They put those ballots in a secret folder in the machines, sitting there waiting until they know how many they need. And then the machine, after the close of polls, we now know who's voted and we know who hasn't. And I can now, in that machine, match those unvoted ballots with an unvoted voter and put them together in the machine. We no longer live in a self-governing republic if we can't get the answer to this question. This is bigger than President Trump. It is the very essence of our Republican form of government, and it has to be done. And anybody that is not willing to stand up to do it does not deserve to be in the office. It is that simple.
Jewelry is having a big moment right now, and with hundreds of products popping up in your feed every day, it can be hard to find a brand you trust. Alex and Ani has been creating meaningful jewelry for over 20 years, designing pieces that connect you with all of life's important moments. With an emphasis on value, there's truly something for everyone. You might be most familiar with their signature charm bangle. This bracelet literally created the category of meaningful jewelry and had you stacking charms from your wrist to your elbow. This piece is an icon for a reason. Completely size inclusive, each bracelet is adorned with a symbol designed to tell your story and express your unique style. Beyond the bangle, you'll find stylish, affordable jewelry for every occasion, from classic pieces to bold statement looks. Don't know where to start? Alex and Ani makes it easy to unpack the trends you're after and sprinkle in your personality too. Each piece comes with a personalized message and meaning, truly making it the perfect gift. You can take comfort in knowing that you're shopping with a socially conscious brand as well. To date, Alex and Ani has donated over $60 million to nonprofits worldwide, connecting fashion and philanthropy in an easy, fun, affordable way. Visit alexandani.com right now to discover the confidence that comes with a perfectly accessorized piece of jewelry. Right now, Alex and Ani is offering our audience 20% off with code MEIDAS at checkout. Again, head to alexandani.com, that's alexandani.com, and use code MEIDAS at checkout for 20% off your order.
And before I played that video, I said that video you're just about to watch is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to John Eastman's conduct. You will recall that a federal district court judge in the Central District of California Southern Division, Judge David Carter, previously made a ruling in a lawsuit brought by John Eastman against the January 6th committee, trying to block the January 6th committee from getting Eastman's emails and text messages. Eastman filed it in the Central District of California Southern Division because Eastman was a law professor at Chapman University, a law school in Southern California. Judge David Carter, the federal judge, made a ruling saying that Trump and Eastman were engaged in a coup in search of a legal theory and found the crime fraud exception applied, that Trump and Eastman were committing crimes together. There's a finding by a federal judge to that effect in California, and the judge said that they were engaged in obstruction and they were engaged in conspiracies to try to overthrow our democracy. A powerful order by Judge David Carter, who then ordered Eastman's text messages and records that were in furtherance of the crime to be turned over to the January 6th committee. And you could see them in those messages conspiring to commit crimes, and for Trump to file perjurious affidavit, specifically a perjurious affidavit in Georgia, which undoubtedly will find its way, I believe, into the forthcoming indictment by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. So you've seen those clips, Eastman previously invoking the Fifth. You saw the clips of Eastman at the January 6th insurrection. You've seen Eastman's lawyer. I'm not going to waste your time showing you other clips of Eastman currently giving interviews because they are just so deranged. Suffice to say, I will represent to you that Eastman goes on right-wing TV shows and radio programs on a fairly regular basis to talk about the indictment and to talk about his views about the 2020 election. Well, if you are out there talking about it to your right-wing propaganda networks, you should be able to talk about it in connection with the California State Bar proceedings to revoke your legal license. And it is absolutely a frivolous thing for you to say to stay or pause these proceedings against you indefinitely or to pause it for at least a 3-month period. You, sir, are a menace to the legal profession, and your license should be revoked. You are a disgrace to the legal profession. Just so you see his motion, so you can see what it is that he's asking for. Here it is right here, pulling it up right now. It is a respondent's motion for abatement of state bar disciplinary proceedings. And here is what it says. Respondent requests that the state bar court exercise its discretion to stay the state bar's disciplinary proceeding against him, pending resolution of a parallel criminal investigation being conducted by Special Counsel Jack Smith and any trial or other proceedings that may result from that investigation. Alternatively, respondent seeks a 3-month stay of this proceeding while the investigation continues to unfold. A stay is warranted in the interest of justice, as recent developments in the investigation have renewed and intensified respondent's concerns that the federal government might bring charges against him and that he will therefore need to invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination in this proceeding. Well, you've already invoked your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination before the January 6th committee. You go out there blabbering to any right-wing echo chamber propaganda media network that wants to spread your heinous lies. And no, you are a clear and imminent threat to our legal system. As I mentioned before, a total disgrace to the legal profession, and the state bar should continue to move swiftly to revoke your legal license. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Check us out at MeidasTouch.com, our new website. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch and hit subscribe right now, and have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.